attention in the barn. We are getting ready to start the show. We do have a quick announcement in regards to the scooters. If we could have the parents to park those while the show's going on, as it's getting kind of hectic for safety reasons, we would appreciate that. If you could park those scooters while the show's going on and the crowd's going on, we would appreciate it. Thank you. We need all those 17 and over showmen, all 17 and over showmen to the makeup ring, please.
Welcome to the 2024 Kentucky State Fair Goat Show. Our judge this evening is Tim Hubbard. Tim hails from Charlotte, Michigan. Tim is a graduate of Redlands Community College and Oklahoma State University, where he was a member of the livestock judging team. After graduation, Tim spent 5 years coaching collegiate livestock judging teams at Northern Oklahoma College and Blackhawk College East Campus. As coach, Tim trained high teams overall at the American Royal, North American International Livestock Expo, Cattlemen's Congress, National Western, and the Fort Worth Stock Show, while being named the 2021-22 Coach of the Year for Junior Collegiate Judging. Just recently, Tim stepped away from coaching and now serves as the production supervisor for Cargill Protein in Lake Odessa, Michigan. Tim has been fortunate to have judged shows across the country at all levels and owns and operates Hubbard Club Lambs in Charlotte, Michigan and Ewing, Virginia. Attention goat exhibitors. Class 2 should be making their way to the makeup ring. Attention goat exhibitors, Class 2, start making your way down to the makeup ring.
Well, I'll tell you, I didn't know what to expect when I got here, and I'll tell you, if you're going to make me scratch my head like this the rest of the time I'm here, I might not have any hair left, to be honest with you, because this is a tremendous group of seniors, and it's nothing to take away from any of these on the sides. I just want you guys to recognize that. Even though you guys aren't on the front line, doesn't mean you didn't do a tremendous job, okay? They're just little things that I like, and I think especially in a class this size, you have to be aware of, because pace, ring presence, and intensity, a long time with tactfulness is very important, all right? And some of you guys maybe got into a situation, your goat didn't cooperate, maybe when I caught an angle or caught a corner. At the same time, we had a trio of them that maybe crowded too much right there when we got off to the side. We had a group of them down here, a tremendous group of showmen. Maybe they didn't get quite the brace consistently. Maybe their goats wanted to act up a few too many times. And again, it's all about initial impressions, right? And these top five, I thought initially gave me the strongest impressions. Young lady that wins, you do a tremendous job, but you won on the move, all right? that goat is a elite partner with you and never loses pace. And I would tell you second and third, fourth, and fifth, that was the difference. All of you guys can stick one. There's no question about that. What it sorted down to was this goat always kept pace. This goat moved with your type of ring presence, intensity, head presence, and head carriage. You locked that one in, got an incredible drive out of that, never lost the intensity and the focus throughout. And along with that, you just look like you're here to win, right? You never lost your composure. That goat's a tremendous partner. You were a 50-50 split. Great job to you, young lady. Young lady here in second, it's nothing to take away from you. When it got down to the nitty-gritty, your goat didn't walk as well. You had to jerk on that chain a couple more times than she had to, and you just didn't get as much pace out of that goat. You're a tremendous showman. I love how calm and cool and collected you are. That goat didn't walk as well as the winner. But that's a tremendous group on the top end. So young lady in third, in terms of intensity, you're awesome. You look like a winner. You have awesome eye contact. You're here to work. You work hard, and you can tell you put in the time at home. There in the last lead, that goat wanted to cooperate or didn't want to cooperate quite as well, wanted to drop its front end, not give you its head, and not give me as much presence as maybe those top two. You're a great young showman. Don't discount me placing you third, because I can promise you another guy another day, and if your goat gives you another gear, you're going to win this thing. That's a tremendous job there in third. Young lady here in fourth, I think you do a great job, and you probably show a little differently than the rest of them, right? You stand off. You don't get into that goat. I didn't discount you at all from that standpoint. What I discounted you from is that goat gave out on you on the move there at the end, all right? That goat wanted to have its tongue out, probably lost its gear, and didn't have quite the pace I'd like to see. You're an awesome showman. You have great eye contact, great poise. You always lock into the look that I like to see there from the side. If that goat would have given you another gear, you'd be right there in the thick of things. Congratulations to you. Young lady here in fifth, same situation. You're an awesome showman, great eye contact, great intensity. There's nothing different in relation to head and neck presence or feet and leg consistency in these top five. This goat was the quickest to give out of you. That goat wanted to drop its front end, not keep its head as elevated when we got into the lead initially on the jump. But still, that's an awesome trio. This is an awesome group of seniors. Let's give them a big round of applause for a job well done.
Attention goat exhibitors. Class 2 is now in the ring. Placing first in Class 1 showmanship, Lily Peepool. Placing second, Avery Holman. Placing third, Sarah Grace Mattingly. Placing fourth, Logan Holland. Placing fifth, Macy Hazelrig. Class 3, please be making your way to the makeup ring.
As we get into our intermediate division, we're going to have 3 heats. So we're going to keep back 4 or 5 from each division or each heat to bring back for a championship drive. These 4 to my right will be coming back for overall championship. And I thought they were just a shot more consistent. Their goats had better pace, better control. I don't take anything away from some of these young people here. I thought this young lady in front of me did a great job. You just got to be cognizant of feet and leg placement at times. I'd catch your front leg off, maybe catch your rear leg off. Young lady up front, when that goat finally wants to stick, does a great job. Goat's got to walk for you. That's the biggest difference. I think you're a great showman. Your goat's got to walk. We got another group of young showmen. Young lady right here does a tremendous job. Got to make sure we're cognizant of feet and legs. Young man here in front of me, just got to get more drive out of that goat. Young man here, I think you do a great job. You tend to crowd the front end of that goat just a bit too much for me. I'd like to see you just get that goat squared up front. 2 young ladies here in the back just need more drive out of that goat. And the young lady there, they're in the middle and second. Just got to make sure feet and legs are squared up at all times. That's a great group of young showmen. Let's give them all a big hand for a job well done. We'll bring back these 4 for our championship drive.
Attention goat exhibitors. Currently, Class 3 is in the show ring. Class 4, please be making your way down to the makeup ring. Mary Juris, Addison Arnold, Lexi Garrett, and Elena Thomas will be coming back. Attention goat exhibitors. Class 4, please start making your way down to the makeup ring.
It's a good group of showmen. We end up keeping back 5. I thought they were very deep. Now, a couple of you need to come back and make sure you address a few things before you go into the championship drive. Young lady there in red, make sure that goat walks. I know it walked on the corner, didn't walk coming in. And this young lady, make sure you get just a shot more stretch out of that goat. But I thought that was a great group of young showmen and definitely 5 worthy of reconsideration. This grouping here was a tremendous set. I'm not taking anything away from you. Young lady up front, you need just a shot more brace out of that goat. Need just a shade more elevation. Young man here in front of me, very good job. I'd like to see you set legs by hand, and you tend to crowd the front end of that goat, similar to a young man in the last division. I think you do a great job of bracing and all those things. I wish you'd get a little bit off the front end of that goat, especially where your foot placement is, so you can get just a shot more drive into him. Young lady here coming out next, another great job. You tend to stand off to that side of that goat just a bit too much for my preference. Young man here, I'd like to see you just correlation, head and neck placement, a little higher up onto your leg, and along with that, just a shot more drive. Same thing could be said for the young lady coming out next. You tend to let that goat's front end fall out of it just a shade too much. Like to see just a shot more elevation and drive. Young lady here, similar situation. Like to see that goat cooperate and drive just a shade more. And the young lady there in the back, similar thing. Like to see you drive just a shade more. Make sure the feet and legs are square. But again, it's a great group of showmen. Let's give them all a big hand for a job well done. We'll keep these 5 back for our championship.
Currently in the ring is Class 4. Those coming back from Class 3 for the 14 to 16-year-old championships is Maggie McGlone, John Banks, Addison Moore, Marshall Kipp, and Olivia Coy. Attention goat exhibitors. Class 5, start making your way to the makeup ring.
Thought this was a deep group. We're going to keep back these to my left here for our championship drive. And again, nothing to take away from these young people. Young lady up front, I thought at the tail end you got a little anxious, all right, and your movements were a little quick. You let that go, get just a shade out of position, especially when I came around up front, when I was picking there for the back end of that particular grouping. I think you do a great job. Just make sure you're calm and collected and don't get too anxious on your turns. Young lady here, just like to see you get a little more drive out of that goat consistently. Same thing for this young man right here. Like to see just a shot more drive. Young lady, I think you're a great showman. Goat does not want to move, and that's what got you beat. But again, a great group. Let's give them all a big hand. We'll keep back this group for our championship.
Attention, Lily people, please come to the announcer's stand. Lily people to the announcer's stand. Attention goat exhibitors. Class 5, please start making your way down to the makeup ring. From Class 4, showing in the 14 and 16-year-old championship are Landon Tingle, Caroline Akers, Avery Turner, Madison Metzger, Sadie Perkins, Ty Jones, and Lillian Jones. Excuse me, Lillian Heisel. Attention goat exhibitors, Class 5, please make your way to the makeup ring.
A tremendous group and two incredibly gifted showmen on the top end, and I'm not going to take anything away from either of them because I think when you get down to it, I thought it was them, the young man there in third, and it kind of you could shift some things, but I always thought in the back of my mind these two showmen were the ones that were going to rise to the forefront. Young lady up front, you do a better job of handling the head and neck of that goat than the young man there in second. That goat naturally wants to give you more front-end presence, and you give more elevation out of that goat. I think it's a direct correlation to that goat's skeleton, but along with that, I thought you were just a little more consistent with head and neck presence all the way through. Awesome eye contact, awesome composure, awesome intensity. Neither of these goats wanted to cooperate at the very end. Both young ladies up front, yours got a little squirrely there at the very end. Young man, yours was a little squirrely a few other times throughout the drive. I thought your head and neck placement, front end extension, and elevation is what allowed you to rise to the forefront. Congratulations to you. Young man here in second, another tremendous job. Nothing to take away. You probably are just as naturally gifted in terms of just posture, composure, intensity, and you make it look so easy. It's interesting to me that you got people breaking a sweat on both ends of you, and you never faltered. Biggest thing with that goat, he just at times doesn't want to give you his front end. At times he wants to elevate his front end forward, not to the top of his shoulder or behind. And along with that, you're having to fight just a shade harder for that goat to come up in you and give you a natural brace. I thought you did a tremendous job. That goat wants to get a little squirrely on you at times. Both those top two were in the same position. I thought that was a tremendous group. They both are incredible. My hat's off to both of them. Young man here in third, the goat just doesn't drive as hard as the two in front of you. That's the biggest difference. That goat doesn't want to elevate as well, nor is give me as much just as intensity at the brace or a composure off from the side as maybe those top two. You're a great showman. The goat just doesn't want to give you quite the gas so those top two do. That's a great job to you. Young lady here coming out next. I thought you did a tremendous job. To me, that goat doesn't necessarily know where it wants to keep its head, all right? You might get a little twisty at times when we got on the walk. That goat wanted to give you, wanted to move its head just a little too much for me, get out of position, maybe crank off to the side just a little more. Never wanted to keep just the same steady composure throughout. It's like it was looking at everything else. I just wish that goat would lock in, square up, and just be more intense for you because I think your intensity is very high. I think the goat's just mediocre in terms of intensity at times. Young lady here coming out next, you were in the heat of it. At the very end, your front legs were off. That was the difference, all right? And it just comes down to little things when you got this large of a group. If your front legs would have been squared up and you had this type of look, there when the competition got the most competitive, then you'd be right in the thick of things. Your front legs are just a little off. You got to be cognizant of feet and legs at all times. So that's a great group of young showmen. Tremendous set all the way through. We talked about a couple of them. Then a group of them, maybe young lady here got a little too stretched out. Young lady here needs just a shot more drive. We get down to a group of them, feet and legs were a little off. That goat didn't want to quite move for us consistently all the way through the drive. Need just a shot more drive in places. Maybe got feet and legs were just a little squirrely at times there in the back end or the heat of this particular grouping. That's a great set of young kids, though. Let's give them all a big hand for making the final drive and a job well done.
Placing first in the Division II 14 to 16-year-old championship, Mary Juris. Placing second, Ty Jones. Placing third, John Banks. Placing fourth, Caroline Akers. Placing fifth, Addison Arnold. Attention goat exhibitors. Class 5 is currently in the ring. Class 6, please be making your way down to the makeup ring. Attention goat exhibitors, Class 6, please start making your way down to the makeup ring.
I thought this was a really good group of showmen. Maybe differences. I guess that's what would define or what went through my mind in trying to place these or put them together in an order I thought was as close to ideal as possible was differences. What were the totals or which showman maybe did the things that I think or what I think is important the best? Young man in the pink, you never wavered, all right? I don't know if you might have a couple things like I'd like to see you get the front end of that goat just a little further forward. You tend to get the front legs just a little far underneath that goat. Other than that, though, you were consistent and hard to pick a hole in. I think you've got a great eye contact. You've got great poise. The goat drove for you the entire time. You're good in the move. You gave me good turns, and you got around that goat in a relatively calm and collected manner. I thought your partner worked great for you. I thought you did great. Congratulations to you. I never wavered from my initial impression. Young man in the pink needed to win. Young man here in second, I think in relation to your contemporary group, you do the next best job of getting that goat to drive for you. I think you do a good job of getting that goat's front end to come up into you, to get a good brace and a good look on that goat more consistently, at times maybe even the young man that wins. My thing is you just make it look a little harder. I wish you'd calm down, you'd relax just a little more, and be just a shade more consistent in terms of your turns and your movements around that goat. I think they're a little sharp. I think they're just a little quick. I think if you're a little calmer, I think you may even move up to that front spot. You just, to me, were a little more aggressive. That's why I knocked you down into second. Young man here in third, great job as well. My biggest thing is you tend to let that goat get a little too stretched out. And I was wavering between you and the young man there in second because I think you are calmer. I do think you make it look easier. But at the same time, you just tend to get that top line of that goat a little too stretched. I'd like to see you get more drive out of that goat. I think you and your partner work very well together, and you've got some symmetry. I guess you've got some. You guys are a very good teamwork or team effort together. My biggest thing is if you can keep his top line more collected, you're able to rival those two ahead of you. Young lady here in fourth, I think you right were in the heat of things. That goat just got a little squirrely on you there at the end. If she would have locked in and squared up and just been as consistent as she is right now, I think you move up quite a few spots. My biggest thing is that goat just kind of had a mind of its own there at the end, wanted to move around just a bit too much. Feet and legs were out of position. I think you certainly understand what you're trying to do, and your showmanship skills are very strong. Your partner just didn't bring its A game today. But a great job to you. And young lady here coming out next, similar situation there at the back end. Your partner didn't want to ever drive for you, come up into you enough for me to feel comfortable moving you up. I think you fundamentally are extremely sound. Your partner just doesn't want to give you the A game today, maybe just a B game, if you will. But great job to those top five. They're a good group of showmen. Let's give them all a big hand for a job well done.
Attention goat exhibitors. Class 7, please report to the makeup ring. Placing first in Class 5, Colson Somerville. Placing second, Dawson Price. Placing third, Luke Williams. Placing fourth, Ellie Gallagher. Placing fifth, Ella Swolski. Attention goat exhibitors. Class 7, please start making your way down to the makeup ring.
Two heats in this age group. We're going to keep back these 5 young ladies for our championship drive. Great group, though, in front of me. And I don't think it's anything that they necessarily do wrong. I thought it was just personal preference things that sorted these up. Young lady up front, I love your attitude and demeanor. I love the fact you come in with a smile on your face. Biggest thing for me, you got to get more elevation out of that goat. That goat just wants to drag its front end too much at times. I think you've got tons of potential. If your old partner would just give you its front end, I think you're able to make this line. Your old partner just doesn't want to come to play. Young man here coming out next. I just wish you had a shot more intensity. I think you do a great job, though. Young lady here coming out next as well. Awesome drive, awesome front end composure. To me, you got to make sure that goat's in line at times. And along with that, feet and legs are always on point. Young man here, great job. Biggest thing for me is I wish you had just a shot more intensity, if you will, at times. Young lady here, just need a shot more drive. Same thing can be said for the young lady coming out next. Young man, I think you've got great composure. Got to be cognizant of feet and legs more consistently. Young lady here, just got to keep that goat in line. Got to get a shot more drive out of that goat all the way through. Young man that rounds us out, great job as well. Just wish you got a shot more drive out of that goat. Wish you got a shot more elevation up through its front end. But that's a great group. We'll bring back these 5 for a championship drive. Let's give these kids a big hand and let them know how proud of them we are.
Attention goat exhibitors. Class 8, please report to the makeup ring.
Wow, you guys just keep bringing me more and more good showmen every time, and I tell you, this group is nonetheless just as competitive as the rest. We're going to keep back these five to my left, and I think this group here in front of me has done a tremendous job. Young man up front, wish you had just a little more drive out of that goat all the way through. Young man coming out next, goat just doesn't want to cooperate for you as well as I'd like to see. Young lady here, I think you do a great job in terms of brace and just eye contact and handling quality of that goat. Got to be cognizant of feet and legs. Young man, you're right there in the heat of things. That goat didn't want to cooperate for you. My biggest thing is just stay calm, all right? You don't have to get too aggressive with him. If you just stay calm and relax, that animal is going to mimic your reactions. I think you're a great showman. That old goat just didn't want to give it to you there at the end. Young lady here, great job. Just need a little more drive out of that goat, all right? The same thing could be said for the young lady here. Great job of feet and legs and eye contact. Just like to see just a shot more drive. The young man here, awesome job in terms of eye contact and poise. Love how calm and collected you are. Need just a shot more drive out of that goat. It's a great group of young showmen. When you bring back these five, let's give them all a round of applause and let them know how proud of them we are.
Attention goat exhibitors, Class 8, please report to the makeup ring. Attention goat exhibitors, Class 8, please report to the makeup ring.
I don't know if this group isn't the deepest we've seen. My hat's off to all of you. And no matter if you're at the back end, you should be proud of what you've accomplished, because I think every one of you are tremendous showmen, all right? And then don't take anything that the bald guy, short bald guy, says in the middle of the ring. He's just giving his opinion. I can promise you there's certainly people are a lot smarter than I am. But at the same time, I think this top end, or these five I have to sort through here in the top end of this group, are tremendous. Young lady that wins, you're the most consistent. I think you do what the young man in second, the young lady in third does, and combine it together in probably the most complete package. I think that goat moves well. You have great eye contact, great poise. You make it look so easy and effortless. And with that, your feet and legs are always on point. Your head and neck is so good. I tell you, I could watch you show all day. You're just a tremendous showman. My congratulations to you. Young man here coming out next, you do as good a job in terms of just driving that goat and staying collected with that goat as any of them. My thing is, you're just a little less consistent than the young lady that wins in terms of feet and leg placement. I don't think you're as good with your muzzle control and the way you handle that front end of that goat. Maybe you try to crank too much out of him at times. I wish you get that muzzle level and parallel with that goat's top line. I think it allows you to be able to compete the young lady ahead of you. But I think you're a great showman. Don't take second place as maybe a loss. It's maybe just one guy's opinion on any given day. Young lady, I love your intensity. You are a fierce competitor, and I can tell, all right? I hope you do other things in life other than just show livestock like livestock judging, because you'll be very successful at it, because your intensity and what you bring to the table, I can tell you want to win bad, and you're mad at me for putting you third, all right? But that's okay, okay? I know you are, but that's okay, all right? At the same time, dial it in just a little bit, all right? Because you miss a few things like feet and leg placement, consistency of the drive. Along with that, you probably crank too much out of that goat's front end, and that's all in correlation. If you channel that intensity, you're going to be awfully hard to beat. Thing is today it maybe was just a little too much. I know your parents or whoever's behind you will dial that in. You got a bright future ahead of you. Young lady here in fourth, great job nonetheless. Biggest thing is feet and leg placement at times. I just need to see you lock that goat in, maybe get just a shot more drive. I'd catch your back leg off like it is right now, just a few too many times at points. But a great job to you. Young lady here in fifth, I think you do a great job. You're really no holds, and it's hard for me to necessarily go in and try to find something I want to beat you at. At the same time, I just wish you were a shot more intense. Maybe it works to your disadvantage that you tend to get lost because you don't have quite the aggressiveness that I'd like to see. And maybe some of those other showmen, another judge on a different day, will certainly love your style. To me, I wish you were just a little more intense. A great group of showmen, nothing to take away from any of these. Let's give them all a big hand for a job well done.
Placing first in the 9 to 11-year-old championship, Lena Durbin. Placing second, Owen Williams. Placing third, Maylee Perkins. Placing fourth, Lillian Robinette. Placing fifth, Callie Yates. Congratulations to all exhibitors. All first place winners, please return to the makeup ring now.
Wow, what a great group of novice showmen. I tell you, I can tell they're enjoying it out here, and at the same time, it's awesome to see this many young kids and this many youth in the state of Kentucky excited and passionate about the livestock industry. Let's give them all a big round of applause before we go out and pick your champion in reserve. I thought every one of you did a tremendous job. There's a pair of them, though, that to me hit me a little harder initially. It's all about eye contact, intensity, and the will to win, right? And they just look like winners. They never skipped a beat. They knew where I was at all times and moved around those goats very well and calm and collectively. At the same time, they just locked in and stared me down the whole time. I love to see it. You can tell that they're passionate, they're excited, and yet they want to win, and they've got a heart of a champion. That being said, I'll go out and find you a champion in reserve. Let's give those youngsters another big round of applause and let them know how proud of them we are.
Attention goat exhibitors, all first place winners should be in the makeup ring. Our champion novice showman is Jessa Conrad, and our reserve novice showman is Shari Schultz.
It's been a great showmanship division, and my hat's off to all the kids and the youth. If you didn't make it back to the championship drive, Don't hold your head low, because I can promise you there's a lot of discussion and debate throughout this thing. And I know you guys could have been switched up a lot of different ways, depending on the guy sorting them. At the same time, there's one showman that stuck with me all day. Just so happened she was the first showman of the day. Young lady up front, you're going to be our champion showman. Congratulations.
Our grand champion showman is Lily People. Attention goat exhibitors, novice market goat, please start making your way to the makeup ring. Currently in the ring is our novice market goats. Up next will be the Junior Weather Dam show, starting with Fitted Class 1.
We sort through our novice market goat division. I think a lot of very nice goats, and I don't want to take anything away from the young kids' projects because I think there's a tremendous amount of quality. At the same time, there's one of them that, in my opinion, smokes them, and then there's a close reserve, I guess, if you will, and it's just in relation to quality. I think one of them is just so much more massive, powerful, shapely, muscular than the rest of them, and yet still has a good look. And then there's a athletic, really nice one that's super tall fronted. Maybe just a little more immature in terms of rib and center body and mass. The young man right in front of me, he's going to be our champion. We're going to round it up with the young lady right here for reserve. Congratulations.
Junior Weather Dam, Fitted Class 1, please report to the makeup ring. Our champion from the novice market goat class was Case Crupper, and our reserve is Soraya Schultz. Attention goat exhibitors. Currently in the ring is our Junior Weather Dam Show Fit at Class 1. Fit at Class 2, please report to the makeup ring.
very strong way to start our Weather Dam show. And I think a good, really, really nice trio, but a logical winner there to start. And I think it all correlates, right? That's the highest quality, nicest made, best balanced one. Love the way she slings her head and neck at the top of her shoulder. And I think she's got muscle. Like, that goat's got shape and expression in behind her shoulder, up over her back, and over the plane of her loin. I don't know if she's genuinely the boldest goat I've ever seen in terms of rib or center body, but her balance, her symmetry, her skeletal quality and presentation, I think are second to none in this class. That allows her to go ahead and start. The one here in second probably is just a shot bolder. When we study just true rib design and just shape to her lower body and the way she turns over the top side of her skeleton. Now with that, she's not as good looking, nor is she as neat in the way she's built out of her hip and the way she's built out of her hind leg. But I love her with the chest. I love her forearm shape. I love her center body and the way she turns. I just wish that doe was quite as good looking as the one there that starts. The one here in third, she is the other one that rivals our class winner in terms of just presence, elevation, and levelness of spine. She needs to be bolder, needs to be more three-dimensional in terms of rib and center body when I get up on top of her. And along with that, I'd like to change her knee shape and the way she travels up front. There's big pieces in that one. With the chest, shape up high, width from behind, and elevation. I just wish I could tweak her out of her front skeleton and the way her rib and her shoulder blends into her forerib. One here in third's wide and opened up and bold. All those things fall into her favor. Got to change her pastern set and the way she blends her top line there from the side. A little steeper out of her hip, a little more over in her knee and out in her elbow, if you will, up front. One here in fifth, just a good middle-of-the-road type of doe that's tall-fronted, got some elevation and extension. I think in relation to her contemporary, she's the other high-quality animal. She's got to be wider. Big back, shapely one here coming out next. It needs more rib and center body and softness. We round out the set with a group of them. I think are long-bodied, extended, pretty well-made does that just need more horsepower. Give those exhibitors a big hand for a job well done.
Attention goat exhibitors. Entering the ring now is Fitted Class 2. Fitted Class 3, please be making your way down to the makeup ring. The results from our Class 1 of our Fitted Weather Dams. Placing first, Ty Jones. Placing second, Callie Yates. Placing third, Caroline Akers. Placing fourth, Riley Bussell. Placing fifth, Jeremiah Jury. Fitted Class 3, please start making your way down to the makeup ring. Attention goat exhibitors. Fitted Class 3, please make your way to the makeup ring.
It's another good class, and I think a routine winner. Fit to the nines, but at the same time, that goat's wide. She's wide-chested. She's good-looking. She's really nice made. I like her symmetry and just her elevation and athleticism. I think where she has an advantage over the goat in second is she's better built in behind her shoulder and the way she blends her pieces together, and she's quite a bit wider than the one in third in terms of rib and center body and skeletal width. I think she's a combination, though, provides balance and symmetry and presence with some width and some power. One in second, no doubt, is the most opened up. I love her with the chest. I love her forearm shape. I think the way her rib cage turns and the boldness, the center part of her body is as good as any of them. And that's why I gave her the edge over the one here in third. Her problem is she's not as well presented, nor does she blend her pieces together as well there from the side. Top line balance, hip structure, hind leg configuration. If that doe is made just a shot better, I think she's able to rival the one ahead of her. I think there's huge pieces, though, in that one that allows her to sort up over this one. This one's good looking and really nice made. She's just too narrow for me. She's got to be wider on both ends of her skeleton, with the chest, body shape, upper pin, openness from behind. That one's got to be more massive to be able to contend with those two ahead of her. Nice doe that's just really middle of the road. Big back, good rib, good body, not quite good enough looking to rival some of those ahead of her. And we get here to fifth. I think that's another one that's got some rib and some center body. To me, she needs to have more shape and just hard muscle texture to be able to move up. That's a great class, though. Give those exhibitors a big hand for a job well done.
Attention goat exhibitors. Fitted Class 3 is currently in the show ring. Fitted Class 4, please start making your way down to the makeup ring. Placing first in Fitted Class 2, Charlie Flatch. Placing second, Caroline Akers. Placing third, Charlie Flatch. Placing fourth, Dawson Price. Placing fifth, Taylor Moore. Attention goat exhibitors. Fitted Class 4, please make your way to the makeup ring.
It's a challenging class. And young man, it's because your go is not as fitted as nicely as these others, but she's the best one, all right? In terms of width of chest and body shape and just natural substance, that is the widest, the most genuine doe when you get up on top of her. She spans the widest and behind her shoulder. She's the most aggressive in the shape to her rib and her lower body, and she's the broadest out of her pins. I think she has a distinct advantage in terms of the way she spans directly in behind her shoulder, up over her rack, to the plane of her loin in relation to this one here in second. Now, I'm not saying she's as fitted nicely. She's not coming in with all the bells and whistles and the extra presence of maybe some of these others, but rib cage, body shape, skeletal width, and quality land on that one. I wish she came with a little different fit job. This one here is fitted to a T. There's no doubt about it, all right? She's tall-fronted. She's level spine. Got an aggressive amount of shape up over her back, up over her loin. To me, she's not as genuine. She's not as wide up front. She's not as big in her arm. She's not as bold in the center part of her body. And she's quite a bit narrower coming right out of her pins and from behind. She hawks in when she goes away from me. She comes in up front when she comes at me. I need that one to be bolder, be able to rival those ahead of her. Same thing can be said on this one in third, but she comes with less muscle than the one we just discussed. This one to me, tall-fronted, nice-looking. I think her underline and the shape to her lower body is good. She's got to be bolder. She's got to be bolder in the center part of her body, got to be square directly behind her shoulder. She fades the most to the plane of her loin, and she's the narrowest on both ends of her skeleton as any in the top trio. One here in fourth is really wide. She's really opened up. I do think she's bolder and more massive than those ahead of her. She, to me, is the most brood doe looking, if you will, just in terms of their chest, her front end assembly, and the shape up over her back. She's the softest in terms of her texture. She's the softest in terms of her muscle shape. I need that one to be harder and touch firmer. Along with that, give me just a shot more extra presence, be able to rival some of those ahead of her. One here in fifth, nothing to take away from whoever put this one together. She's tall-fronted, she's good-looking, and she's fit to a T. She's too narrow for me. She's too narrow up front, comes in at her knee, needs more shape to the center part of her body, needs more muscle all the way through. It's a good class, though. Give those exhibitors a round of applause for a job well done.
Congratulations to all exhibitors. Placing first in Fitted Class 3 is Jeremiah Jury. Placing second, Sarah Grace Mattingly. Placing third, Macy Hazelrig. Placing fourth, Taylor Moore. Placing fifth, Avery Roseberry. Attention goat exhibitors. Currently in the ring is Fitted Class 4. Fitted Class 5, start making your way down to the makeup ring. If anyone needs a novice release form, they will be available momentarily at the announcer stand.
It's another very nice class. A young lady brings us one that wins and does so immediately. That thing is broad. She is a short-eared, stout-skulled, super opened up one. Chest width is massive. Forearm shape is massive. I love the span and the width she has at the backside of her shoulder, up over her loin, and out of her hip. I still think she gives you a good look. She's tall-fronted. She's really, really elegant up through her chest and her front end design. Legs are humongous, maybe just a little too humongous, if you will, but I love the fact that one's stout, she's bold, she's opened up, she's massive, and she balances extremely well, and she's fit to the nines. This one here in second isn't no slouch in terms of rib and center body and the shape she has in behind her shoulder and to the plane of her loin. Along with that, she's just a little rougher top. She's a little plainer looking. She's a little plainer in the way she's built up through her shoulder, and her front end assembly is the one that wins, but I like her rib, I like her back shape, and I like her width. She spans up high. This one here in third just kind of falls in a third from a shape and muscularity standpoint. I'm not going to tell you she's just as unique in terms of build and front end assembly, nor has got as much quality as those two ahead of her, but she's got more muscle and shape and expression than fourth and fifth. One here in fourth, long-bodied and extended. Now, she probably is just a shot wider chested, the one we just discussed. She's a little long-eared, a little fragile in terms of her skull shape. For me, I'd like to give her just a shot more substance in terms of just shape and expression and musculature all the way through. Round out the set with a good-looking, tall-fronted one. Just needs more horsepower. That's a great set. Really, really nice pair up top. Let's give those exhibitors a big hand.
Attention GOAT exhibitors. Fitted Class 5 is currently in the ring. We're calling all Fitted Class 6 to the makeup ring. Slicked Class 6 to the makeup ring. Placing first in Fitted Class 4 is Logan Holland. Placing second, Avery Holman. Placing third, Ella Myers. Placing fourth, Jocelyn Haynes. Placing fifth, Addison Arnold. Attention goat exhibitors. Slicked, Class 6, please report to the makeup ring.
You know what they say, if you can't handle the heat, get out of the kitchen. This one that wins, woo, I mean, she just lights me up. It's a good-looking, tall-fronted, wide, bold, massive, extremely good animal that's very hard to make. Whoever raised that one should be very proud. I think that one's awfully special. Congratulations to you, young lady. 1 year and second is another good one. If she would have showed up and that one didn't show up, then we talk about how good this one is. Problem is in relation, she's not as bold, nor is she as wide. She didn't blend her top line as well, and she's not as good out of her hip. That one's good looking. She's tall fronted. She's short eared. She's got width. She's got muscle. Problem is that one is a heater that wins this class. Congratulations to you. I thought it's close between third and fourth, and I thought this was the decision of the class, if you will. This one's bolder. She's wider chested, more opened up. One there in third's probably a little better shaped and a little cooler. I went with a bolder, wider, more dimensional one in relation to the young man's red doe that's good looking, needs more width, needs more spread. Wish that one was wider up front and going away as well. 1 year and fifth, that's a good, functional doe that ran into a buzzsaw of a class. If she has more substance, she has more look and presence up front, I think she's able to rival some of those ahead of her. That's a very, very nice animal that just ran into a heater. Then we get down here, another one that's bold, she's wide, she's opened up. I wish that doe was a little better made on both ends, be able to rival some of those ahead of her. Same thing could be said for the one coming out next. That's a good presented doe that the young lady should be very proud of. Just not got quite the extra look or quality as maybe some of those ahead of her. Same thing could be said for the young lady's doe coming out next. Width the chest is good, shape is good, just needs a shot more substance and heaviness to structure. But along with that, another good group of does that are long-bodied and extended. I just wish they had more power. That's a great class. That's a really, really interesting top 5. Let's give those exhibitors a big hand for a job well done.
Attention goat exhibitors. Slicked Class 6 is currently in the ring. Slicked Class 7, please report to the makeup arena. Release forms are now available at the announcer stand. Placing first in fitted Class 5 is Izzy Godman. Placing second, Logan Holland. Placing third, Daniel Johnson. Placing fourth, Wesley Alsip. Placing fifth, Avery Holman.
It's another good class. Young ladies that wins, again, it's a similar story as what we've had in a couple of the other classes. I think you got two high-quality does, and one of them's just got more to her. She's wider chested, she's more opened up front, rib cage and center body is more dimensional, and she's quite a bit bigger and square on the backside of her shoulder and the way she spans up high. She's not as good haired, nor is she probably as sleek in the way she's built up through her front end. I like her rib, I like her center body, and I like her skeletal width better than the one here in second. The one in second is very well presented, very smooth, nice pattern doe that's good and extended up through her front end. There got to be more doe there. She's too narrow chested up front, needs to be bolder and rounder in the shape to her rib, needs to be wider in the way she goes away from me. Let me get down here to a group of them. Young man's just got the next most shape and expression as the ones that precede him. I wish that doe, just in relation to the ones ahead of her, just had just a shot more width and rib and center body, but I think that doe's got more texture and muscle shape than one here in fourth. The doe in fourth is big-legged and stout bone. Just got to have more shape. If she's got more shape and expression, I can see her moving up because that's a broody, functional, sound doe that just needs a touch better. We round out the set with one that touches really good. Just need that one to be more three-dimensional from any angle whenever I get up on top of her. That's a good class, though. Give those exhibitors a round of applause for a job well done.
Attention goat exhibitors. Slicked Class 7 is currently in the ring. Can we get Slicked Class 8 to report to the makeup area? Thank you.
I think it's a challenging class, and I think there's a lot of differences and a lot of different dynamics to it that can make it tough. Young ladies that wins, we'll stay on the trend we've been with most of the day. She's the one that I think in combination, these are the higher quality animals. This one's just got more to her. She's more opened up front. She's better in the shape to her rib and the center part of her body. I think she spans wider, just up high, natural spread to her loin and spread out of her hip. She's genuinely more massive on either end of her skeleton. I don't love the neck shape. I don't love her at the base of her neck or the base of her chest. But I think that doe has got tons of breeding value in terms of rib and center body and skeletal width. I think there's a lot of good in that one's substance. This one here in second, I think has got a lot of look and presence. I like the fact she's a little neater in the way way her front end and her chest is designed. a little neater at the base of her chest and her shoulder layout. I think she's got shape, and behind her shoulder, she to me just isn't as massive, nor she have as much horsepower up out of her pins to the plane of her loin with the chest and squareness from behind. There's just not as much three-dimensional width, nor near as much three-dimensional shape in that doe, plus the fact her mouth's a little off when you get up in front of her. 1 year and third is just a good combination doe. I wish she didn't have the skin irritation that she's got, but neither here nor there. That one's wide, she's bulky, she's very dimensional. I like the fact she's quite a bit more massive than both fourth and fifth when you get on either end of her. To me, she's not as good looking nor as dynamic as first and second in this particular class. So 1 year and fourth is just a good middle-of-the-road type of doe that's got muscle, she's got tape, she's got handling quality. I think she's stronger behind her shoulder in fifth, and that's what landed her in fourth. She's not nearly as stretchy, nor is she as good in terms of her skeletal build and the way she handles her hind leg as those ahead of her. I think that's just a good middle-of-the-road, moderate, functional doe that's got shape and muscle. 1 year and fifth is really tall-fronted and good-looking. To me, she just comes into too many pieces, and behind her shoulder, the shape to her hip, she needs just a shot more muscle shape and muscle texture to be able to rival some of those ahead of her. It's a great class, really, really nice pair of them up top. Let's give those exhibitors a big hand for a job well done.
Attention goat exhibitors, Slicked Class 8 is currently in the ring. Can we get all first and second place winners to report to the makeup arena? Placing first from Slicked Class 7, Addison Arnold. Placing second, Addison Moore. Placing third, Maylee Perkins. Placing fourth, Ella Myers. Placing fifth, Tally Downs.
It's a good pair. And I think there's a nice trio of them, but a nice pair up top. The young lady's doe that I like to start with, I think is just a little neater and nicer in the base of her chest and just the way she's built up front. I think that doe's got width and she's got rib and got some center body. She's not as aggressive, nor is she is just as massive in the shape and spread she has at the backside of her shoulder, but just in relation, her skeletal quality, the way she's built up through her chest and her front end design, I can live with that doe there when you get off of her just a little better than the one there in second. The one here in second's big and bold and wide. I love the spread she has up high. I love the shape to her center body and the shape she has up over the top side of her skeleton. Young lady, when you step off of her, it's just that bumper right there in the front of her chest. I couldn't get over. I wish she's a little neater there. I think there's tons of breeding value in this doe, and I'd be excited about putting her back into my herd. Problem is I couldn't get over the bumper at the base of her chest in a show ring setting. One here in third, I think that's a good doe. She's tall-fronted, she's nice-made, probably a little better looking than the one we just discussed. She's not as bold, nor is she as round in the shape to her rib and her lower body shape as those ahead of her. But I like that doe in terms of what she represents. She's nice-looking, got a nice good, she's got a tremendous amount of balance and quality there off the profile. One coming out next, good-looking and tall-fronted, just doesn't have the horsepower to rival some of those ahead of her. Get down here to another one. Got rib and center body. That one's just got a balance better there from the side. Same thing could be said for those on the back end of this particular class. There's some extended, nice balanced does that just don't have enough to them. It's a good class, though. Give those exhibitors a round of applause for a job well done.
Placing first in Slicked Class 8, Becca Bromigan. Placing second, Riley Bussell. Placing third, Lena Durbin. Placing fourth, Lindsay Arcanow. Placing fifth, Ellie Gallagher. We would like to give special thanks to the Hagerman family for sponsoring the Novice, Grand, and Reserve Champion Awards and Novice banners. Once again, folks, our judge for the day has been Tim Hubbard. Thank you for coming down. It's been a delight having you at the 2024 Kentucky State Fair Goat Show. Please join us in giving him a round of applause.
I won't get too long-winded because I've got quite a few days here that I get to spend with you guys. And I tell you, if the Market Goat Show is as good as the Wether Dams have been, you guys can be awfully proud of what you are representing in the state of Kentucky. This is a deep set of does that I think have a ton of longevity, long past Kentucky. What they can do to individual operations, what they do in a show ring setting. There's a very, very high ceiling in this set of does, and these exhibitors should be tremendously proud of what they're exhibiting in the operations and what these goats can do for the operations, for their operations back home. I think there's a tremendous amount of quality. There's a couple of them that just light me up, if you will. But let's give these exhibitors another big round of applause. I won't go out and talk these does again. I'll find you a top 5. It's been awesome. I'm excited for the next couple days I get to spend with you guys.
Once again, I'd like to congratulate all exhibitors. This has been a tremendous show. Your grand overall champion, Wether Dam, it belongs to Izzy Godman. Reserve champion, Ty Jones. Third overall, Logan Holland. Fourth overall, Logan Holland. Fifth overall, Caroline Akers. Your Kentucky Proud grand champion belongs to Izzy Godman, and your Kentucky Proud reserve champion belongs to Logan Holland.